Welcome to the first video newsletter. Today we will walk through the installation of a Flare VM that is used for malware analysis. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to download the Windows 10 disk image. Once that is done, scroll down and select the correct version. Click on Confirm. Then choose the correct product language. I use English International. Click Confirm. Wait a couple of seconds and then click on the 64-bit download button. Once that is done, save it and wait for the download to finish. You can then create a new VirtualBox virtual machine. Give it a name that you will remember, for example, malware Windows. Select the correct edition, the correct type, and the correct ISO image. Click on Skip Unattended Install. Then give it around 4 GB of RAM, 3 to 4 processors, and make sure to adjust the hard disk to 60 GB. And if you want to, you can also adjust the location where the VM is stored. Start the VM and go through the Windows installation process. Select the correct language, click on Install Now, and wait for the setup to start. Click on I don't have a product key. Select Windows 10 Pro, click on Next. Then accept the license term. Click on Custom Install Windows Only. Then make sure the correct drive is selected and click on Next. And now you wait for the installation to finish. Once that is done, the virtual machine will restart and you will be able to see the next installation screen. In the next window, select the correct language and the correct keyboard layout. Skip the second keyboard layout and then wait for the network installation to finish. Your machine will reboot again, and if you don't want to see the constant reboot reminder to start from the installation disk, you can click on Devices and then unload the ISO image. The next screen will ask you if you want to set up for personal or for organizational use. You click on Personal Use and click on Next. Then click on the bottom left side where Offline Account is mentioned. Click on Limited Experience in the next screen. Give the user a name. I'll call mine malware. Give it a very secure password of malware as well. And confirm the password once more. Now you answered security questions. I'll answer all of mine with malware. You could do the same. And then wait just a moment. Click on Not Now for the recent browsing history and disable all the non-privacy settings. Click on Accept in the end. Click on Skip in the next screen. And you don't want Cortana. And now you should be logged in. Once that is done, once you're logged in, you can remove Cortana from the taskbar, the task view from the taskbar, the search bar, as well as the news and interests preview. And now the requirement setup can start. Start your browser, disable all the non-privacy settings. Then go to GitHub and search for Flare VM. And click on the green code button and download zip to download all the files that you need for the installation. Then click on Open File, click on Compressed Folder Tools at the top, and then on Extract All. Then on Extract and wait a couple of seconds. Once that is done, you can close everything And now we need to edit the security settings because we need to disable Microsoft Defender as well as the firewall. Scroll down to Manage Settings under Virus and Threat Protection settings and disable all of them. Then do the same for the firewall and network protection and just disable all the firewalls. Okay, once that is done, we will also make sure to disable all of them via GPO or group policy object. Type GPE in your taskbar and then click on Edit Group Policy. Now you're looking for the administrator templates, and under Windows Components, you will find Microsoft Defender Antivirus. Click on that one and then turn off Microsoft Defender Antivirus. Double click on that. Make sure it is enabled and then click on OK at the bottom. Make sure the state is enabled. And now we're looking for the firewall, which is under network, and then network connections and Windows Defender Firewall. And then we have two profiles. We have the domain profile and the standard profile. We're looking for the protect all network connections setting under both folders. And we want to disable those. And with that, we have all the necessary requirement preparation done and can start the process. For that, open a PowerShell as admin and navigate into the download folder. Here you have a couple of files, and the one that we're looking for is the install.ps1. But in order to install it, we need to take some preliminary steps, which you can find on the Flare VM GitHub page as well. Scroll down a little, you can see that pre-installation steps were already taken by us. We made sure that the requirements were fulfilled. And now we need to make sure that we trust the PowerShell file as well as unlock the execution policy. So one step before that, actually, you can take a snapshot of the current status of the machine. Click on Machine and then on Snapshot. And then give it a name that you will remember, for example, before Flare VM installation. Wait a couple of seconds until the bar is filled on the right side. And then you have a snapshot that you can always revert back to in case something goes wrong. Then copy the first command, which is the unblock file install ps1. Paste that into your terminal. And then the next one is to set the execution policy to unrestricted. So that means we can run even non-signed scripts, which is important because this one is a non-signed script. And then start the installation. If everything is green, it's all going well. If at some point this gets stuck, just press the Enter key and see if it changes. This will help you during multiple steps in the installation process. It will ask us if we take a VM snapshot before the installation. Yes, we did that. And then ask us for our password, which is malware. And now it's one of those steps. What you can see here is by installing, you accept licenses for the packages. Just click Enter, and then you will see a pop-up for customization. Here, remove all the files first, and then click on 010 editor, autopsy, kappa, cyberchef, commander, .NET 3.5, dnspy, X, and fakenet, floss, You also want Node.js and PCAP, OpenJDK, and Notepad++, and all the plugins. PEBear, PE Studio, Python 3, Process Dump, and PuTTY. Then Resource Hacker, not necessarily, Registry Export and RegShot. Then the sysinternals tools, Visual Studio, and the VC Build tools. And last but not least, x64 debugger plus Yara. And WinDBG and WinSCP and WinShark, Wireshark. Then click on OK and wait for the script to finish. This will reboot multiple times during the installation process, so it will take a long while. After the reboot, a new PowerShell will pop up and it will tell you that it is running a program that's called Box Starter. And if this gets stuck, just press enter. For example, by installing new accept licenses for packages, that usually means that you have to press enter at once. And then it will go through the process of installing everything. And once everything is installed, you will see a new pop-up that asks you to check the logs, and you can click the finish button in the new pop-up. And if everything went well, you can see the Flare VM desktop background. That means everything went as expected. You can then power down the machine or take a snapshot first and then power it down. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have a snapshot of the machine at this time point, because this will be your go back snapshot for basically any time you fire malware. So it's super important. The last step is to remove the network card. Click on the VM, click on settings, then network, and then click on enable network adapter and make sure that it's off for all 4 network adapters. And then you're done. You can now load malware into the machine. Nicely done.